Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome back to the Fumble Live. I know you see that headline. I know it's annoying, but it's just Tristan being Tristan. We have to talk about that. And finally, the firing that we all anticipated has happened. We're going to break that down. But before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And now here's the Fumble Squad. I'm Jackie Ray. You can follow me on all things social media at Jackie Ray TV.
It's your boy Chris. You can find me everywhere at CK2K. Jackie, it's kind of crazy how your dress is matching your background like perfectly. I don't know if that's how it looks in real life, but it's like matching your background perfectly.
It sure is, but it's not in real life. In real life, this is a little darker yellow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nah, in camera, it's like the exact same colors.
Looks like I did that on purpose. I didn't. All right, let's dive right into this first need-to-know news because, like I said, I don't think any of us are surprised by this. In fact, I think we all think it's very warranted. There's been a plethora of things that are happening in Jacksonville, including Urban Meyer just acting a complete fool. Let me just run down the list to see. First, he hired the strength and conditioning coach that is a racist and has been known for bullying players. He made Trevor Lawrence compete with Gardner Minshew for the starting job, which, okay, whatever. He then he signed Tim Tebow, who has been washed, signed him for the tight end position. Then he basically agreed with a reporter that said, you know, your offense is trash. And he's like, yep. And then he said that he was going to fire anyone immediately who talked about any of the tension inside the locker room. And then way back, I think in August, the NFL launched an investigation because he openly admitted, now I will say I think a lot of teams were doing this, but he openly admitted that he was going to kind of do his roster cuts based on who was or who was not vaccinated, even though the NFL specifically said you can't do that. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything? It's a lot. I know I might have missed something.
It feels like you did, but I think you got everything because we know that the laundry list is just so damn long, but I think you did get everything.
So long. It is so long. So he has been fired, and I don't think any of us are surprised by that. I personally thought that the only reason that it took this long is because they knew they were going to have to pay him that money anyway. So I want you to take a look at this tweet because apparently that is still a thing. So they are 2-11, which again, I'm not mad at that. I never expected Urban to go in there and just be stellar, but I expected to see that the franchise was moving in the right direction. So even with 2 wins, if I could see that he's making the necessary changes and the team is getting better cohesively, then I could have made allowances for that. But when you have a 2-11 record and you trash as a coach, it's a lot. So anyway, Michael McCann, so they owe him $50 million on his contract. The way his contract is worded, he's still supposed to get that money even though he's been fired. But Urban McCann, who has the McCann Sports Law Group, he says that if the firing was for cause, Meyer will likely be denied the remaining payments on his multi-year contract. He could sue for breach, but the Jags could have a number of incidents to cite. It could get messy very quickly. So that is my feeling as well, that was the only reason that it took them so long to fire him. Chris, what do you think the outcome is going to be of this? Do you think they just pay 50? You ain't paying nobody just $50 million. Like, here you go, leave us alone. How do you think this is going to play out?
It's going to play out like how it does with any coach. It's just going to be a gradual payment, like how it's set up. I don't expect them, like you said, I don't expect, especially the Jaguars that are already trying to make sure they can keep and make as much money as they can make. I expect them to just pay this behind the scenes gradually for the next few years. I'm sure we'll see tweets in like 2025 or 2026 where it's like, oh, the Jaguars are still winless and they're still paying Urban Meyer from being fired in 2021. Like, we're going to see those tweets all over the place. So, yeah, I think this is going to be one of those gradual payments.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that he was fired. It is his first year. Chris and I are a big proponent of making allowances for first-year coaches, especially when when they're with an organization that is this bad. You do need time to turn that organization around. So this is not my norm. My norm is not to say fire a person their first year, but his track record is horrendous. So I am not mad at this firing at all. My concern is, though, he seems to be getting a lot of support on the other side of this. So do you think he could end up getting a job somewhere else?
Yeah, he's
in
gonna
the
get another
league,
college
not
job.
college.
Oh, see, in the
College,
league,
I
I don't
can
think
see.
so.
Go back to college. That's fine. You was fine.
Yeah.
Them kids ain't telling on you. It makes me
Yeah.
think that he is more toxic than we actually thought as far as the college level goes. And it's just that those are kids, so they're not going to say as much. So, but do you think he'll ever work in the league again?
You know what? The easy answer would be to say no, but I don't truly believe that. I believe we saw it with oh my goodness, Pete Carroll. You know, I mean, he got hired back in the NFL hella late, like he was old already, and he still was able to do things. I'm not saying that Urban Meyer might be able to come back and do things, but the opportunity is still going to be there. It was the I think what was it, like a 20-year gap, a 15-year gap between Pete Carroll being from with the Jets, and then, or was it Jets? I can't remember. Someone help me with the chat.
Yeah,
but
so
being with
I
that
think
team,
it was the Jets.
Yeah, I think it was the Jets, and then going through USC and all the other schools he went through, and then coming back to coach the Seattle Seahawks. I think there's a possibility for that happening for Urban Meyer as well, because he still, regardless of how we feel, there's casuals that don't know all this other stuff, and he's still, you know, very popularized. So I think there's a possibility that he does down the road, he does get a job again, and we will forget this whole Jaguar situation. We won't, but the casual fan will.
Right. Now, Gary Turbo in the chat says, what university would hire him? I think universities are different. Universities are looking, they're looking for that name. His name is still Urban Meyer. Let's not act like there's not a lot that goes with that name. And when you're a university, you know, people will overlook a plethora of sins at the college level that they might not necessarily overlook at the professional level, at least like Chris said, for another 20 years. So we'll see. I am okay with this firing. Chris, are you fine with this firing?
Yeah, no, because like you put it perfectly. I'm normally not big, especially when your team ain't nothing and you have the nerve to try and fire a coach and blame them for that. I'm never a big fan of that. I don't like the coaching carousel. Being a Knicks fan, I've been dealing with that for about 20-some years. I'm not a fan of coaching carousel, especially when you're supposed to be developing and getting better with those younger guys. But in this instance, when you've lost the locker room, when you take more attention, when you take the tension away from the players and away from the game and all the scenarios and everything you mentioned at the top, this had to be it, because this is not the coach that is going to be growing with Trevor Lawrence for sure, or shouldn't be.
Ryan thinks that someone will give him a job, maybe the Lions, sooner or later. You just cursing the Lions.
But see, the Lions and the Lions are doing exactly what we just mentioned. They are losing, but they at least have a head coach that is, I feel like, a good fit for them, because he's a guy that's pushing them. I understand, because if you look at their scores in all of their losses, they were all very close games. Like the Lions have been competing, it's just they don't close, and that's okay when you have a first-time coach and you have a team that's young and is growing together. They are the definition of what we're talking about as a first-year coach. Absolutely. So I don't think the Lions are going to be looking at Urban Meyer anytime soon.
I don't think so. I don't think anybody in the league will for a long time. No. I mean, people do forget, so it might be a Pete Carroll thing, you know, 10, 15 years. Nobody really liked him for some reason, but I don't know. We need somebody. Let's call Urban. So I could see something like that happening in the future. But right now, this is a good look for Jacksonville. So we'll be keeping an eye on who's up. Obviously they have an interim coach, but you know, that's not going to be for everything. So we'll keep an eye on it. But that's all I got for Need to Know News. Chris. Can you take us into the post up on this fine Thursday?
Yes. It's time for post up. Yeah, I see it. I'm glad. It's time for post up here on Thursday. And we're going to continue a little bit into the Urban Meyer stuff, but we're going to be talking more about the reaction and some of the other sides of the firing. Obviously, as you know, the tweet went up yesterday where he was fired, according to Adam Schefter. But that's the thing. I say fired, but Adam Schefter didn't say fired. That's the only reason why I wanted to show this tweet, because I hate when you are Adam Schefter, Shams, like those kind of guys, and you send me a tweet like this after less than 1 year in Jacksonville, Urban Meyer is out as a Jaguars head coach. What does that mean? Was he fired? Did he resign? Like, I want to know, did they have the balls to let go of him, or are they giving him the you can say that you are leaving kind of situation? You know what I mean? That's the only reason why I want to put this up there. But let me know if I missed something there. But more importantly, like I mentioned, and what we were talking about just now, the college to pro leap isn't the greatest in the NFL, and there's a long list of players, or excuse me, coaches that didn't really do so well in transition. If we can get that list up here, and I'm going to remind you of some names that you're like, oh yeah, oh boy. So look, we have a long list of names. But the thing is, some of these are actually doing really well. Like my man Cliff Kingsbury, who was signed in 2019. A lot of people were surprised by that move because he was supposed to be such a hot commodity in the college game. And then next thing you know, the Cardinals left field picked him up, and now it's looking like it's going really well. But if you look at these records since their hiring, let's start all the way down from Butch Davis from Miami to Cleveland. And to be honest with you, to be 24-35, coaching the Browns coming out of college situation, that ain't terrible. Especially with how bad the Cleveland Browns were in the early 2000s. I'm gonna give him some props. But if you remember on those games, they were very rough. Steve Spurrier, I have no idea who this dude was, but went from Florida to Washington. At that time, the Redskins 12-20. Nick Saban, you guys remember that one before he eventually landed in Alabama. LSU to the Dolphins was only 15-17, but just didn't mutually work out between the two of them. Bobby Petrino from Louisville went to the Falcons 3-10. We know that whole story. Jim Harbaugh, right. Like that was the one right there. But he chased his dream job. That's the situation. I mean, I also think he hit the eject button at the right time. Let's be real about that, because the whole situation that was going on with Cap, and he didn't want to be in the center of it. So I mean, he just hit the eject button for himself. But at the same time, that right after he left, the Niners went through a tough spell. This one was terrible. Greg Schiano, 11-21 for the Buccaneers. Doug Maroney, it's not getting any better right now. Syracuse to the Bills. Chip Kelly, we know the infamous Chip Kelly. Do not let that record fool you. 26-21. Bill O'Brien, 52-48, but he was just a terror for that Texans organization. They finally got rid of him last year. Cliff Kingsbury, as I mentioned. Matt Rule, who is right now currently with the Panthers. And Urban Meyer, he didn't make it. 2-11. Worst record of all of them if you look at them. I mean, him and Bobby Petrino are about the same. But I think actually their exits were very similar as well, because Bobby Petrino didn't have a great situation with the Falcons, but it ended up working for the Falcons in the long run. But yeah, craziness, man. It just doesn't. It hasn't been translating very well. I mean, actually, if you ask me, I think the better percentage of these names right here actually have been translating pretty solid. But in history of this, it doesn't translate very well. And Urban Meyer is not a good example of transferring from college to the pros very well. But anyways, yeah, so that's crazy. Go ahead.
Just to answer your question, they did let him go. So I'm gonna. They did. Okay. I'll real quick read a statement from Khan. He said, after deliberation over many weeks and a thorough analysis of the entirety of Urban's tenure with our team, I am bitterly disappointed to arrive at the conclusion that an immediate change is imperative for everyone. I informed Urban of the change this evening. As I stated in October, regaining our trust and respect was essential. Regrettably, it did not happen. In the spirit of closure and recharging our players, staff, and fan base, I will not comment further until some point following the conclusion of the NFL season.
Okay, so good on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I didn't want to give him the easy, he resigned. Nah. Give him the boot. Get him out of there. Stand your ground. You know what I mean? The situation was bad, and the fact that you gave him this many weeks post all of the scandals is already crazy enough. So I'll give him props for that one. For now, you still Jacksonville Jaguars. You're still bad. But anyways, to Jackie's point earlier, though, I don't know if you guys heard what she was saying. There were some people that are defending and that were feeling the type of way about Urban Meyer's firing, including our guy, Michael Thomas. But I'm not surprised by this. Michael Thomas did come out and defend his head coach, Urban Meyer, when he was playing for Ohio State. He said, Urban will bounce back. I understand misery loves company. You know what? I see this, and I'm not really too triggered, or I don't feel the type of way, Jackie. I don't know how you're going to feel. I want to hear your opinion. But I don't feel the type of way because I feel like you can still defend your coach. You do what you got to do. That's your guy. He's one of the main reasons why you got the opportunity in the league outside of just your talent. But, he was used properly in Ohio State, and only Sean Payton saw that because he was high ranked, but he wasn't. A lot of people were looking to pass by him, except for when the Saints picked him up when we picked him up. But how do you feel about hearing Michael Thomas defending his head coach? Are you surprised? Did you expect it? Are you upset with him? What's your thoughts?
I'm not upset with him because he's Michael Thomas. If he was anybody else, I'd probably be a little. I wouldn't be like mad, but I'd be a little upset because I felt the same way when Ezekiel Elliott and his dad, when Urban was going through all that mess at Ohio State, they went down there and advocated for him, and I'm like, defended him, y'all skipping over the fact that I don't care what he meant to you then. it's fine to say, hey, he was good to me then, but this is not acceptable. But he's my friend. I'm going to stand by him. But to just say, you know, the allegations are erroneous. You know, it's like, come on, bro, you can't do that. And so I don't like when you simply can focus so much on what a person meant to you that it absolves all their wrongdoing. Like, I don't like that mindset, because people are capable. Most of us have some sort of duality. So you can be a good person to this one person, trash over here. But you have to acknowledge both. And to just say, oh, misery loves company. Whose company? Because Urban was miserable. So was terrible for who's company?
It's not like anything here. There's no witch hunt or nothing like that. He was putting it out there for himself with everything that was going on. Like I agree with you on that. But at the same time, you got to, he's going to defend his coach. Yeah, I had no problem with that. I expected it. But there was definitely the misery that the company was looking for. I don't know what you're talking about there, Michael Thomas. But yeah, moving from that, we had some crazy endings in the NBA. And it's funny because one of them is one that a lot of people were looking at, and the other one was like, oh, snap, these two are playing against each other. Oh, wow, what an ending. And we're going to go to that second one first. And when I'm talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder and the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, I'm going to sit here and pause and ask if any of you guys watching that game, except for you, Ryan. I don't know if you're a Pelicans fan per se, but every time I bring them up, you always have something to say. So Ryan's the only one that is excluded from this question. But any of you guys a Thunder or a Pelican fan? Now I can sit here and wait an extra 10 minutes for you guys to not answer, because I know the answer is going to be no. So I'm just going to save ourselves the trouble and say no. None of y'all were fans, and I don't think you guys were sitting there watching this game on League Pass. Except for you, Ryan. Again, I'm not sure if you're a Pelicans fan or not, but I'm just pointing you out. But yeah, regardless, though, I did hear that the ending was great. I will be honest, I did not see it when it happened. But before the overtime final score, there was a clutch bucket that led to these two teams getting into overtime in the first place. And it was this one right here. Check the clip.
He's got to get it in. No timeouts. The ball is inbounded to Shea. Temple did not foul. On the step back, still buries the three. And it's tied at 110 with 1.5.
I said overtime. They didn't overtime. Wait for it. Sorry. You know what's interesting about that? Look at it. Devontae! Flag out!
Count the bucket for the win. Devontae Graham walks it off.
So my thing is, like, I always wonder, like, in these situations, because you see this all the time, that after a big shot like that, especially at home, the crowd is hyped up. They're all excited, they're having a great time. And then when that shot happens right after and it goes in, I always wonder, does the crowd just be like, yeah? And it just goes completely mute. Exactly, but you can tell, like, the emotions. But you can tell them, no, the crowd was still, like, hyped, because it went from, like, happy cheers to they can't believe it. Like, yeah, oh my God. Like, because it wasn't so loud. But it was just so weird, because I always thought that it would just go mute. But no, okay, see, you can tell the fans were just so excited about it. But damn, Devontae Graham, like, let the Thunder have something, bro. At least give him the extra 5 minutes. At least give him the extra 5 minutes. No, that's a crazy shot, though. That's a crazy shot. Did Ryan respond? You guys said my man Ryan McClain. Did he respond?
I haven't seen, but we do have a Pelican fan. Jody's a Pels fan. I'm assuming that means Pelicans. So
okay, Jody.
Fan in here.
All right, respect. Well, good W for you. And yeah, Ryan said, bro, I love my home team. They just be getting smashed. So you show love, but I get that. So we had two. Look at us. What other show on the internet right now got two Pelicans fans viewing at the same damn time? I mean, come on now, we're doing this. But yeah, that was a
the only
huge.
Two that are going to say it publicly. That's right. What we got. There's probably more, but they just willing to say it publicly.
Yeah, I like the Pelicans. Can we move on, please?
Right.
But yeah, crazy shot there. But we also had another crazy shot by a team, by a game that was being more publicly watched, because A, it was on ESPN, and B, it's the Lakers, and Lakers fans travel. But this game was in Dallas, and anytime I get to see the Dallas Mavericks lose, I am a big fan. But in the way that the Mavericks lost in this game against Los Angeles Lakers, that I was not expecting. So I'm being told that y'all are trying to spread this new nickname from my man Austin Reaves, Hillbilly Kobe. I've been told by my homies that is the nickname that y'all try to spread. And I'm not going to jump on this one. I'm not going to. I have no parts in it. But I think it is funny but I don't like it. But anyways, I guess Hillbilly Kobe had himself a clutch moment last night against the Dallas Mavericks. Check it out.
Ellington, corner to Westbrook. Final seconds, out to Reaves. Three-pointer, bang!
That's an and one, too.
Gives him a three-point
That's an and one, too.
Sure is.
Tenths of a second remaining. No timeouts for Dallas. Bullock from half court. Oh, off the mark, and the Lakers survive in overtime. What a finish here in Dallas.
First, I want to say Mike Breen is the GOAT. Love hearing Mike Breen on the cast, even though he's not talking about my Knicks, which I'm so used to. He's still the GOAT, and he always has the same energy for everybody. So shout out to my man Mike Breen. And also, good pass by Westbrook, because the defense I don't know what they were expecting to happen. I mean, they all collapsed on Russell Westbrook, getting the ball to Austin Reaves, but more importantly about the pass, that trust. That's something that, I've been hearing a lot of Laker fans being very upset with, that there's no ball movement, that no one trusts each other until LeBron James is in the lineup. Well, that right there, that was definite trust. And Austin Reaves was on in that game. Cool moment. Jackie, you the Laker fan, you have the floor. How are you feeling? I'm sure you were watching this game live.
Yeah, so this is the funniest game for me because we had our Christmas party for the Long Beach Post last night, right? So I had no intentions of going. I actually forgot. Yeah. Everyone had on their ugly sweater on. I had on a gray t-shirt. Like, I forgot. So we ended up going to this bar, and I'm like creeping up to the guy. I'm like, can you put the Laker game on? And he was like, we don't really. Can you please put the Laker game on? He's like, okay. So they got the Laker game on. I'm watching the game. I'm trying to be involved with the Christmas party or whatever. But then this moment happened. I'm like, oh, watch Russ. He's going to dime it out. He's going to dime it out. Reaves. I was all so loud in this very, very nice, predominantly white bar. And everybody's like looking at me like, do we have a problem? And then all of a sudden this Laker fan comes off the street, runs in, is like, I heard you yelling, what happened? What happened? It's me and this random stranger screaming up and down like we just won the game. It was fantastic. I had a great time watching this game.
That's the moment everyone's just staring at you like,
Jackie, I'm like, y'all ain't watching the game? Why are you looking at me crazy? You better watch the TV.
Yeah, man, that's crazy ending. That's to have both of those in the same night was absolutely insane. I have to be honest, in the Knicks off night, I wasn't watching too much basketball last night. I did catch that a little bit of the Hornets game, but seeing these, I had to watch the second half, the highlights of these because I need to know how we got there. I need the whole story, and that was pretty crazy. So, shout out, man.
That was the thing that I was saying. We can ghetto with Zen Master. That's a long ass title, but I said the same thing. I'm like, man, we got our Alex Caruso back, man. I love it. I'm still not gonna call him Hillbilly Kobe. I'm just not gonna do it. Boy. But we got our Alex Caruso 2.0.
He plays defense like that? He plays defense?
Not really. No.
Oh, well, don't do that to Alex Caruso, man. Can he dunk?
Absolutely not. I mean, let me take it back.
So
I haven't seen him do it. I'm not saying he can't do it. I haven't seen him do it.
Nah, he sound like he more of a Adam Morrison 2.0 than Alex Caruso 2.0, but I'll let y'all have it.
Yeah, you gotta let us have it. But one thing I don't like though, and y'all probably gonna come for me. I don't like, and I'm sure you're gonna show it in a minute with the locker room. Are you showing the locker room?
Yeah, that's coming up right now. Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what I don't like about that after you show it.
No, you can go. Yeah, well, I was gonna say right after the game, they were celebrating like they won a damn chip. Here's the video. Look at them. Look at them. Excitement. And he fouled you. Go ahead, LeBron. And he fouled your ass, didn't he? That was it. That died down.
Okay, you
can't. No, before you interject, all I'm gonna say, I like this because of chemistry. The Lakers right now are in a spot where they need to build the chemistry. That is why I am okay with this moment. As a Knicks fan, where we celebrate the first win of the season, you saw how we did it with the Bing Bong situation. It's just one of those kind of things where you want to see the chemistry, so they're showing love to the rookie, letting them know that we are here with you. Keep doing that. So that's the only reason why I like this. But go ahead and interject. Go ahead and see what you got to say.
I 100% like this. I love the energy. I love hyping him up.
Cool.
I love the trust that, like you said, Russ, that dime was, as soon as Russ passed that ball, I knew it was it. And I knew that was one of those moments where it was just going to work. And if it didn't, everyone would have hated Russ for it, but I just felt it in my spirit. What I didn't like, and you didn't hear it at the end of that video, is everybody, I guess maybe they don't like the name Hillbilly Kobe either, because they switched his nickname, and now they're calling him Light Skin.
That's lazy. That's lazy. Like, I get what they're going for. That's lazy. That's lazy. I don't like that one either. I don't like that one anymore. I don't like that one anymore.
I don't like it at all.
I'm gonna wait till y'all come up with a better one, but I ain't calling them either one of those. In the chat, my man, my Glock, especially from a guy named My Glock, he's trying to push the name AR-15. I'm like, yo, My Glock, you staying on brand, bro. I get it, but come on, man, come on now, come on.
That actually works though. I mean, it's better than Light Skin and Hillbilly Kobe. I mean, if we had to pick between the three, I'm gonna take AR-15.
Yeah. I'll let y'all have that. But Jackie, it doesn't end for you, because next up we are talking about your guy, your favorite, your supposed rookie of the year from last year, Anthony Edwards, who has been out of his mind this year. He is slowly pulling a Captain Phillips on poor Karl Anthony Towns and saying, I am the captain now. This is my team. That is what he's over here doing with the Minnesota Timberwolves, because every time I'm hearing about the Timberwolves winning, it's predominantly because of Anthony Edwards. I'm just going to say that out there, but we'll leave it at that. But last night was just a crazy night for Anthony Edwards. I feel like was not talked about enough. I noticed the Timberwolves, but a lot of crazy happened last night. And starting with the more craziest of the crazies, after a blowout win with about a minute and a half left in the game, Anthony Edwards checked out of the game and decided to start signing autographs when there's still a game going on the court. Here's the video.
8 of 9, and then they won 7.
There's a whole minute 30.
And now you're printing playoff tickets again.
And in Denver.
People mad disrespectful.
Anthony, please, Anthony, I'm a big fan. And he had why he's wearing his Jokic jersey. I'm a big fan. Don't mind this. I'm the big fan. But more importantly, like I said, that was a funny moment. But what was crazy, this was a big night for Anthony Edwards. He had a crazy outing where to the point where he joined a very small list of guys as the 7th player in NBA history to score 2,000 points in his first 100 games at only 20 years old. Now, to Jackie's point, LaMelo ain't doing that. LaMelo broke a different record, and that was only with LeBron James, but that's neither here nor there. But look at it. This is crazy with Carmelo Anthony, Luka Doncic, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, Zion Williamson, and now Anthony Edwards, which is crazy. That is great company. And then on top of that, he went on to have the most threes made in Timberwolves history in a single game. He made 10 threes in this game. I don't understand why nobody was talking about this. This man had 10 threes in this game. And we're talking about that shot by Devontae Graham was crazy. Like that, I mean, no shots can top that shot. That was where it was coming from. But when you have 9 threes for the game, you are winning the way you're winning, and this is how you get your 10th three. This dude's different. Watch this one. This was 10-3 for this game.
120 to 101. Edwards still
from the logo. Bam.
And then little did we know, a minute 30 later, he'd be signing autographs. But Jackie, yeah, that's your guy. Yeah, he's out there doing his damn thing.
Man.
Yeah.
That's my man.
Yeah. That draft class is proving like what a lot of people were saying. A lot of people were excited about that 2020 draft class. And all the names that are coming from that draft class have been thriving this season. Guys that might not have been as great last year when people were expecting them to be great, they are doing what they're supposed to do this year. We're talking about Halliburton. We're talking about your boy Ant. We're talking about my guy LaMelo Ball. We're talking about my guy Obi Toppin. Like all of these guys in this 2020 draft are thriving right now, and it's showing that it was a solid draft from top to bottom. But Anthony Edwards looking like he was the best player in that draft. Yeah.
Yes, I've been trying to tell y'all this. Anthony is my guy.
I'm still taking LaMelo just because of because look, LaMelo, while leading the team, I get it's the East, but the East right now has been very competitive. He's doing a good job leading those boys over there. He's making Miles look real good. But Anthony Edwards at the same time, like I said, whenever they win. Right. No, I know you're not. See, I'm the other way. See, I'm going LaMelo. But yeah, no. Either way, these guys are going to be the stars of their teams. I'm not completely sold that both of these guys will be still on these teams long term. I don't think Ant will be a Timberwolves long term. I'm not sure LaMelo will be a Hornet long term, but we'll see. But regardless, it's been really dope. And that's a cool moment for Anthony Edwards. So yeah, give him his flowers, man. Why am I not seeing enough? I did not see enough of that on Twitter last night. I understand we had those buzzer beaters, but come on, man, that's history. All right. Well, as you can tell, I was trying to draw it out. I was trying not to get this one, but Jackie feels differently about this. Jackie is I get your point, and we're gonna let you make your point, but we got to talk about the thumbnail. Y'all see the thumbnail? If you don't see the thumbnail, I need you guys to make a new tab, go to YouTube, and make sure you double check that thumbnail. All right, you see the title, right? Okay. Talking about Tristan Thompson. I was making the joke before the show even started. I said once this man got sent to Sacramento, I'm like, thank God we will never have to hear about Tristan Thompson again. It was already pretty crazy that we were hearing about Tristan Thompson in Cleveland, but now he's in Sacramento. Nobody's going to talk about Tristan Thompson. So you remember a few post-ups ago and a few stories ago here on the channel, Jackie went in on this, where we talked about the situation where he was talking to his one-time personal trainer about not being there and taking care of his baby that was on the way with her. And we spoke about that whole entire thing, right? Well, there's more. There's more to this story, and I'm not even going to try and read around this. And no, I want you guys to see it. I want you guys to understand the hell was going on. Page 6 aired all of it out right here, and I'm going to show you right now because this man went under an alias that was very middle school. It's very lazy. I feel like I've run into people on 2K with this username. But anyways, Tristan Thompson revealed his secret Snapchat name as Black Jesus 00 in court documents about just that sentence alone. Let me read that again. I want you guys to hear this sentence. Tristan Thompson revealed his secret Snapchat username Black Jesus 00 in court documents about his sexual relationship with the personal trainer who claims he fathered her baby. That same sentence included Snapchat, court documents, and Black Jesus 00. I'm just telling you, this is the Tristan Thompson story we're talking about right now. Anyways, the Sacramento Kings player 30 admitted in a declaration filed on December 8th and obtained by the Daily Mail that he used the social media account to discreetly arrange hookups with Marilee Nichols, which is her, while he was dating Khloe Kardashian. We never had any telephone calls, emails, nor did we exchange text messages. We only communicated via the Snapchat application, Thompson said in the filing. My username on Snapchat has always been Black Jesus 00. We use Snapchat to communicate to protect our privacy. He continued, nothing that the app automatically deletes messages after they are read. Now, we talked about that last time. That is, for those who are wondering why Snapchat, that's why. Because those messages won't be there. He's thinking that, screenshots aren't a thing. And he's like, I got her. She's going to read that and it's going to be gone. No. That's why you in a court case telling them that your Snapchat username is Black Jesus 00 in court document. Jackie, please talk to him on go ahead and talk to him on how you feel about this Tristan Thompson situation, please.
So, I read a little bit more into this because first of all, I don't know why. I don't know why, because it's not my nature to care about stuff like this. But for whatever reason, I read more into it. And what he said was he originally contacted her, and their initial conversations was that she had hooked up with several NBA players. She knew the game. She knew what it was. She knew what it was about. So they decided to have consensual sex from time to time, with her having the understanding that it was what it was. He didn't say that there was a monetary exchange of hands, but he kind of implied it, like, it was mutually beneficial, but that was it. There was nothing else to it. So I fall on the side of Tristan on this one, because especially if he's telling the truth about those conversations, if those are the conversations that we had and you are that get around girl and you know that this is how you make your living.
This is what you do. Yeah. Then
he's not paying you for sex. He's paying you to leave and keep your mouth shut. And that's what you should have done. So if you figured out a way to, and some of this lies on Tristan, because I don't know what those other players did. I don't know if they made her breakfast every morning and put a Plan B in her cereal. I don't know what they did, but they didn't get caught up like this. So you got caught up like this. So you should have been the smarter individual. Condoms are a thing. You know, I don't know how y'all did this, but nonetheless, if y'all had this agreement going into it, she violated that agreement. She should have just taken the $75,000. That's how I feel.
All I know is I just
Let me look at the chat.
I just had to read to you guys about this man's Snapchat name, Black Jesus 00. Like that, you know, all right. I guess, like, I understand you need an alias, but come on, son. Come on, Black G, like, come on, son. Come on.
Because he implying Jesus be doing a lot. And I ain't never read Jesus was out here like that.
I'm saying I can't. I hear you. I hear you. Your points are valid. Like you said, they had the agreement. That's all you could ask for. I'm assuming there's monetary compensation because it sounded like with his whole, I wouldn't say threat, but with his whole $70,000, the $70,000 in the message initially, that sounds like he's giving her like a raise to keep the whole thing quiet.
Right. Getting you a promotion.
Right. But man, it's just the Black Jesus thing for me. And this man's in court talking about, I'm always called Black Jesus 00 on Snapchat. Look me up. Ask my other girl. What was her name? Oh yeah, Sapphire. Ask her. She know about Black Jesus 00. This ain't a new thing. Like that's all I can see him in the court talking like that. Now can I go? I got practice. Like no. Anyways, this is what Jackie. I'm done with post up here. But on this fine Thursday, can you tell us what we not gonna do?
Yes. This is 2 days in a row that we have a what we not gonna do that I am excited about. I'm not calling nobody out. I feel good about this. 2 days in a row. So I'm pretty excited about this. But we're gonna start this off with me saying what I'm not gonna do is skip the opportunity to tell you I told you so. There's several of you out there that I've either been on your podcast or been on your show, and we have literally had arguments about this. But at the end of the day, I was right. So we've talked about this several times that I don't think it's right that the NBA and the NFL, which are predominantly Black, they should come get us from us. That doesn't make any sense. The reason why it would be important for our kids to go to historically Black colleges and universities is one, because they need that foundation as Black people to understand that we can do it and we can build together. Number two, when the NFL comes and gets Black athletes from Black schools, that immediately puts money back into our situation as Black people, our communities, things of that nature. And I said, if once dope athletes, high school athletes started going to HBCUs, others would follow. Everyone told me, no, that's not true. They want to be on television. They want to go places where the facilities are great. The facilities are great because they have that exposure. They have that exposure because they have the money. It's like if you build it, they will come. But you have to start somewhere, and that the place you start is with that commitment to build up your own. We're the only race that has a problem figuring that out. But you got to start with building your own. Deion Sanders has made that happen on a very epic level. I was reading in, I believe it was the Washington Post the other day, that because Jackson State, well, first of all, he brought them home that SWAC championship. I think it's the first time in 15 years. When you look at the videos, like you can go onto Twitter, Instagram, whatever right now and look at the videos of people in that stadium, and it is packed. It is just like I said it would be. It is packed, and people are coming. And from that, city officials released a statement that said Jackson winning like this has equated to $30 million for businesses in that city, which are predominantly black owned, because now more people are coming, travel is coming. So $30 million in revenue for Black businesses just because this university is winning, which circles back to what I said. When you have these athletes that are coming and building, all of a sudden we all can eat. You know what I mean? So I am so excited about this. On top of that, I said it only would take one, and we have the best high school athlete in the country that has now declared for Jackson State University. He did it in very swag fashion. I'm going to let you watch the whole thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Travis Hunter. Take a look.
This will look real good too, but that ain't my choice. This will look real good too, but I'm gonna say that for later. I don't like this one. It fit me well, but that ain't who I want to be. Always been on my mind. But check me out, bro. Go get that hat.
That's what's up.
Yes.
Yo, that's so dope.
That's so dope. It does my heart so good. I have nothing else to say, but well done, Travis. And that's what you need to see. Do it in epic fashion. So you let other kids that are coming up after you know that this is a possibility. And go Tigers. That's all I got to say. Outside of Weekend Zen Master, thank you so much for the $19.99. Damn. Usually we get like $2, $5.
Oh, wow.
I see you.
All
Thank
right,
you so much. We appreciate you for that, for sure. Chris, you got anything to say about Mr. Travis Hunter and declaring for Jackson State University?
I do, because you know how much I love and hate Twitter. Jackie, you know how what Twitter did with this when they saw this, and I'm not talking about hate, but they. Twitter is all kind of disrespectful. I don't have the tweet with me because this is your segment, but I saw a tweet yesterday when this came out.
Oh no!
A tweet said, "Look at Brittany Renner, y'all." ... I said, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to eat. This kid could have gone no more. He could have gone to the other, everyone, and then from there it just went on. It was a waterfall of people saying, "Y'all were going after Deion Sanders, but look at him making one of the best recruiting pitches of all time." I was like, I hate Twitter. I absolutely hate Twitter.
You just gonna ruin my damn moment, Chris.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, but I laughed. I cannot lie. I sat there and laughed, and because he had the picture of her making like a stupid face, like during the thing while she's looking at Deion Sanders. I was like, yo, the wild, and that thing had a lot of retweets, a lot of likes. But more importantly, congratulations. Like you said, I love this. I don't know if you heard my reaction because I didn't know people were disagreeing with you on that. To me, yeah, it makes sense. If you want the people to watch, if you want the people to come to you, you got to start getting our own. You got to start getting the people that will fill those butts in the seats to come and play for you. And I feel like this right here is a good start. They already got Deion Sanders there. And now that you're going to have the number one back in the league on the team as well, they're going to be forced to put this on national TV. So Ohio State and all those other schools, good for them, man. Get the views. But if I see a camera zoom in on Brittany Renner at one of these games, bro, I'm over it. I'm done. I'm sick of it. I don't care. I'm moving on.
Right.
But yeah.
So I just got to say, who said it real quick? Gary Turbo said, my $5 isn't good. Yes, Gary, your $5 is great. We appreciate that as well. But we just never get the big donations. So we just had to shout him out,
Gary and his feelings, bro. Gary said, so my $5 ain't cool for y'all. Cool. That's all right.
Oh my goodness.
I'll take my $5.
We love all the donations. Thank you guys so much. But that's all we got for today's show. Make sure you stay tuned. We've got some more content coming out later in the day. And then we will be back tomorrow, which is Friday. Thank God. I don't know if it's just me. This week has been going entirely too slow, though. But we will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, the notification bell. We'll see you tomorrow. Be safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.